Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by Patreon supporter Brett. Huge thanks to Brett and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Brett reached out asking for a dinosaur deck for his brother Brian. Specifically, he wanted me to include the new Welcome To card from the Secret Lair. And since he was already getting the Secret Lair, we decided to have the deck led by the new Indominus Rex Alpha. But before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Indominus Rex Alpha is a 5-mana 6/6 legendary dinosaur mutant. When he enters the battlefield, we may discard any number of creature cards. Indominus Rex then enters with a flying counter on it if a card discarded this way had flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Haste, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance. Finally, when Indominus Rex Alpha enters the battlefield, we draw a card for each counter on it. This is where the trouble started. Indominus Rex Alpha doesn't care what kind of creature you discard to its ETB trigger. And dinosaurs in this color identity tend to mostly have two keywords, Trample and Reach. So while there are dinosaurs in this deck, I discussed it with Brett and we decided to push keywords instead. Also, since we have all these lovely creatures filling our graveyard, we might want to look at some reanimation effects. But we'll need more than keyword-heavy creatures and reanimation to build a functional commander deck. And for that, we turn to our handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. As I'm sure you've heard by now, this channel is sponsored by Ultimate Guard. Ultimate Guard is made famous by their boulders, solid, reliable, and affordable deck boxes. Boulders are now available in solid colors, like this beautiful blue one seen here. Find out if your local game store carries the new Ultimate Guard solid color boulders, or click on the link down below to order yourself one from Amazon. One more thing before we get started. I've been streaming Final Fantasy XIV over on my other channel, Musings by Danon. If you want to pop in and ask some questions, chat about Commander, or just hang out, you're more than welcome to. For right now, the schedule is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays in the evening. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Verdant Catacombs, Misty Rainforest, Polluted Delta, Marsh Flats, Windswept Heath, Scalding Tarn, Zagoth Triome, Overgrown Tomb, Breeding Pool, Watery Grave, Undergrowth Stadium, Rejuvenating Springs, Morphic Pool, Deathcap Glade, Dreamroot Cascade, Shipwreck Marsh, Woodland Cemetery, Hinterland Harbor, Drowned Catacomb, Haunted Mire, Tangled Islet, Contaminated Aquifer, Bajuka Bog, 3 swamps, 5 forests, and 3 islands make up our land base. Topiary Stomper, Wayward Swordtooth, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, 3 Visits, Nature's Lore, Farseek, Rampant Growth, Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, Skyshroud Claim, Explore, and Deathrite Shaman help us to ramp and stay ahead of the curve. Invasion of Ikoria, Invasion of Ixalan, Toski Bearer of Secrets, Sylvan Library, Breach the Multiverse, Haunting Voyage, Baleful Strix, Virtue of Persistence, Eureka Moment, Shared Summons, Demonic Tutor, and Rise of the Dark Realms help us to keep our hands full and put our discarded creatures back onto the battlefield. Thrashing Brontodon, Ashiok Dreamrender, Leyline of the Void, Negate, Assassin's Trophy, Beast Within, Heroic Intervention, Abrupt Decay, and Rise of the Witch King help us to keep our opponents in line. Apex Altasar, Living Death, Archfiend of Ifnir, and Cyclonic Rift all help us to reset the board as needed. Carnage Tyrant, Regal Behemoth, Tetsamok Primal Death, Thrast Tempest's Roar, Tyrannix Rex, Henri de l'Offisaur, Drana, Liberator of Malakir, Ebon Praetor, Glissa Sunslayer, Glissa the Traitor, Gurmag Swiftwing, Miri the Cursed, Kefnet the Mindful, Questing Beast, Venom Thrope, Nighthawk Scavenger, Elder Gargaroth, Vampire Nighthawk, Endray's Forerunners, and Wilson Refined Grizzly make up the core of our deck. Supporting our plan, we've got Welcome to, Panharmonicon, Shieldred Whispering One, Yarok the Desecrated, and Thassa Deep Dwelling. Now that we have our deck list, we should compare it to our checklist. 49 mana sources split between 36 lands and 13 pieces of ramp. A little light, but that's okay because we have 13 pieces of card advantage, counting our commander. 9 pieces of interaction, 4 board wipes, 3 pieces of graveyard hate in Ashiok Dreamrender, Leyline of the Void, and Bojuka Bog, 1 sudden I win card in Rise of the Dark Realms. Rise of the Dark Realms, a 9 mana sorcery, puts all creatures from all graveyards onto the battlefield under our control. Now, obviously, this would normally be a non-bow with cards like Leyline of the Void and Ashiok Dreamrender, but since our commander is filling up our graveyard quickly and with lots and lots of big smashy creatures, it shouldn't be a problem. Now, when I first built this list, I included a lot of huge dinosaurs like Annoyed Altasar and Titanoth Rex, but soon realized that a small creature like Nighthawk Scavenger, with 3 keywords, worked better with our commander than an 8/8 Trampler. Don't worry, dinosaur purists. Brett and I already discussed doing a proper dinosaur deck when the new Ixalan set releases. As soon as the set is spoiled, plan on at least 1 dinosaur deck from yours truly. Are you planning on building Indominus Rex Alpha? Or a dinosaur deck? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. One of the tiers is specifically set up for Commander. For only $25, I will build you a custom Commander deck based around your specifications, and even do a deck video on it. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Josh, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Alex, Daniel, Steve, Alex, Cookie, Borgie, Jake, Exiled Rogue, Manassas, Noswin, Oolong, and Pedro. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos often, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Also, if you're a fan of anime and manga like I am, feel free to check out my other channel, Musings by Danon. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.